Greetings, everyone. I am David Summersong. Welcome to If You Hold Me Close, I Will Cry on You. This talk is directed toward those who are born female. It is about heterosexual male pain and the various ways it can affect you, depending on whether or not it is consciously recognized. If you have listened to any of my previous talks or looked at my website, davidsummersong.org, you'll already know that I have some experience with physical, mental, and emotional abuse. It is my hope that by expressing my own process of healing and not, that it will assist females to have more clarity around how repression of pain and the fear of appearing weak produce unintended male behavior. I have previously referred to the types of abuse that male children generally enter the world experiencing, such as circumcision and separation from the mother, which produces a distrust of women because their mothers did not protect them from this hateful practice, the only purpose for which is to produce angry men who will fight and die for unclear purpose because they are easily manipulated by their buried pain. The endless grinding wheels of living and evolution have produced this present moment where there is an opportunity to forego pointing fingers about what is wrong and to try to find a solution. The title of this talk, If You Hold Me Close, I Will Cry on You, has been very true for me for at least the last 40 years. As a being with global-level martial art and strength credentials who looked like it, this has come as rather a surprise to potentially interested, affectionate females. Unfortunately for all the males who really do not want to hear this line of rhetoric, I am not alone in harboring a feeling of deep, infantile wretchedness. The utilizing of energy to hold down deep lost wool feelings diminishes consciousness, life force, longevity, vividness, and happiness. A serious part of rejuvenation is releasing pent-up energy from various organs. Males as a species follow patterns based on an unconscious desire to balance their personal energy fields. Unfortunately, very few males are taught effectively about their biology or have even dreamed of circulating their cerebral spinal fluid. So many of the detrimental experiences that we have previously discussed that are experienced by males and are not neutralized electromagnetically and emotionally become the problem of females globally. So even though I'm a warm and fuzzy giant tough guy who is likely to weep profusely at the smallest sign of tiny affection, do I seriously expect this to cause legions of men to burst into tears if you comfort them? I would like to dream that my brothers would be conscious, intelligent, and aware enough to consider me as opposed to the persons in their history who have caused them to be damaged and shut down emotionally. Even though my career as stupid man and crash test dummy has turned me to paste physically in order that I could learn the techniques of rejuvenation from the information that I had absorbed, my fluidity has made me more flexible and effective. Considering me then as an extra-large big brother who has advised you that all the people who have shut you down emotionally have done so to manipulate you for their own purposes and to feed off your emotions, your actions, and your vitality, perhaps you will feel safe and not alone in letting yourselves experience this emotionally in order to understand how bad it is that this sadness is lodged in your body physiologically and will ultimately do great harm. Spiritual books talk about losing your life to spirit in order to save your life. You may have heard this before and considered for a few moments what it meant. Since it seems rather inexplicable, most persons likely do not have the time to spend pondering it. Considered upside down and backwards, one wonders first of all what actually is life. We are all caught up in the physical manifestation of energy, and yet give very little consideration to the physics of it all. If you can consider, even briefly, the simplicity of existence, that you personally are an emergence of the limitless unnameable, and you can allow yourself to experience it even briefly, as I have suggested in the circulation talks, and you compare that feeling to the endless mountains of futile dreck that have been poured into your head by those seeking to manipulate and control you, you may notice a difference in how those states feel to you. Having ascertained that releasing old pain is necessary, desirable, and acceptable, and having understood how deeply raped the potentiality of your life has been, and perhaps because of your current physical condition, how desperate you may be to actually experience some pleasantness in your life, and because I have endlessly assured you that I am tougher than you no matter what you think you are, and that I cry like a baby freely in order to free my heart, cleanse my soul, and rejuvenate my body, perhaps you will allow yourself to do so as well. Remembering once again that men are generally the cause of almost all problems on this planet, females wishing to produce change might consider what I have just said. Many of the males that females will generally as a group belittle and not choose as suitors might be healed and reconsidered if they were looked at as large damaged children to whom a kind word with compassion and understanding and clear and effective boundaries directed towards self-awareness and the encouragement to cry out and move emotionally the flashbacks that are embedded in their tissues would be helpful. This is somewhat akin to what I have done with laying on of hands healing in 83 countries over the last 60 years. When I work with groups that I encourage to heal by releasing their electromagnetic static cling to me, through my ability to witness for them in an unconditionally loving and accepting way by touching their palms with my fingertips and absorbing from them their frenetic pace, ideologies, and imprints, and replacing it with my vibrational experience of the waters of life rushing through and over us and dissolving discomfort and imbalance away, thereby producing a state of increased alkalinity which needs attention to be maintained. Obviously, there is a need for discernment here. I am not talking about trolling the depths of human experience for souls to save. I am talking about another way of looking at people and seeing who really may be looking back, or may be too previously terrorized to do so. If one looks simply with an open heart at what is in their surroundings, they will gain more information and do not need to take any action or speak any words unless they are heart-directed and motivated. A philosopher said, "Men live quiet lives of desperation." This is not to in any way belittle the fact that females of every species have the burden of creation, while mostly males pretend to be roosters who have given a great contribution, but in fact have created the diminished world of today. The point really is that if females understand that historically, since they have manipulated males endlessly, if they simply change their reference points and purposes, they may create different results. After decades of practicing Taoist disciplines of celibacy and or non-ejaculation in order to build my mineral content and self-awareness, and arduously attempting to purify my heart of the results of my experiences, I have made great strides and so share my feelings and ideas with you. However, deep in my feeling tone, a sense of longing, admittedly produced by being sold into sexual slavery, torture, starvation, and abuse by Catholic priests as a child remains. And so, if you hold me close, I will likely cry on you.